Hey, welcome to the Closing Beat, everybody. Happy Monday. How you doing out there? Hope you had a good weekend. You got your rest. You're ready. Long week here. We're ready to do this. This is our stock market update show. We're financial advisors here at Jazz Wealth. I think we're like the only advisors that like to teach and teach in a way that we can because we manage our own portfolios here. So from an investing standpoint, we're able to give you more details than just other advisors that say, hey, we just buy this mutual fund. We don't do that. We manage our own funds here. And so I like to kind of share the nuts and bolts and geeky things along the way as we can. This is one of the mediums that we use to do that. Also our research site, jazzwealth.com/research. If you want to go over and check that out, I'll just tease it real quick because we got a new post that's coming up. I messed it up and I should have scheduled it. Yeah, it's going out here at 5:30, so you got just a little longer to run with that. But latest post today is going to be dividend growers with good returns there, and in particular, how do we come up with a list? How do you sort it? How do you figure out which ones are best and everything? So we're going to focus on that. Yeah, that's all I got for that. That's my homework to cover with you. So let's start with the stock market here today. Did you catch the markets? Not a bad start to the week, huh? What was important is if you look off to the right-hand side of your screen, you see the Dow up 1 1/3, 1% on the S&P, 6 on the NASDAQ, and 1% on the Russell. What was more interesting today, and the most important part was, it was a broad rally. For God's sakes. Once in a while, we get a broad rally. Let's take a look at this here. The S&P higher, moving up to new all-time highs and closing at new all-time highs. It's now up, just to give you an idea, it's up almost 5%. Just in August. So if you were curious, like, well, it seems like we're doing really good here. Up almost 5% just for the month of August there. Hit new highs, but what was interesting, and like I keep saying, broad rally, that's so important. That's the opposite of what we were talking about on Friday, what I put in our notes from Jazz email, what I put on our research site to give you all kinds of different ways to look at it. About 80% of the stocks in the S&P today were higher. Awesome. That's what you want. You want broad participation in there. You got it today. So good for the S&P moving higher. If you take a look at the Dow was the leading index today in terms of gains overall. That's going to be largely thanks to Apple. By the way, Apple's up nearly 20% in just August. Saw a little weakness today, did you not? You saw the volume just as high as it was on Friday, although Apple didn't just blast off. It gapped higher and started selling off. So I thought that was interesting today. Maybe a little bit of profit taking in Apple coming up here. But anyways, Apple was one of the reasons why the Dow was higher. Boeing also was another reason, 6.5% gain on the day. Looking pretty sweet there. Honorable mention for Dow Chemical, or Dow Inc., they call themselves now. I just thought it was a cool looking chart. You got a series of higher lows. I know we talked about this in the past, but you also have a series of sort of equal highs, an area that it was trying to figure out, are we going to break above or not? It broke above. The volume was strong. You've got a reason for maybe to believe this heads back towards $50. So honorable mention there in the Dow in the Dow. JP Morgan and the financials also did well today. You had Goldman Sachs, American Express, just good financial moves, good broad strength, they call it breadth in the markets overall, which helped the Dow be the best performing index there. Now it's less than 5% from getting back to its new record highs, by the way. So the Dow looking pretty good. The NASDAQ was in last place. I don't think anybody cares today, right? The NASDAQ has been the outperformer for the just simple reason that took a day off and wasn't as strong as the other areas. I don't think anybody really cares overall. Apple, Facebook, Amazon, those kind of names, those are your biggest contributors overall. Tesla, believe it or not, was the biggest drag on the NASDAQ today, down $35. It's just extended, right? Just due for a pullback. Seems like it's happy right around the $2,000 mark there. So that's your let's point out the Russell real quick. No, let's point out the Russell over here. Nice pullback in the Russell, and already, they call that just a standard buy setup. If you ever learned any kind of technical analysis at all of any kind, that is a standard buy setup. Multi-bar pullback to a moving average, complete reversal of one of the down days near the moving average. Bam, standard buy setup in the Russell 2000. Looking pretty good there. And today was all small cap value. Right? All the excitement was in small cap value, 2.3%, small cap index up 1%, but all the excitement today was in that value category. So I found that kind of interesting there as well. We've got a video today. Yeah, today our FinTips video came out, and there's a little thumbnail down there at the bottom talking about that. Small cap value, small cap core, large cap, things like that, and doing a really geeky analysis there at the end. So I hope you'll check that one out. Our research site, as I just mentioned, is going to have our dividend growing stocks, in particular, how to find them and kind of, going a little more detailed like that, but I won't go over that all again. Let's do the sector breakdown for you here today and talk about the broad rally there. And you know what? That the spreadsheet thing or the bottom, I didn't do that. I knew I forgot something. That's not accurate at the bottom. I knew I forgot something. Anyways, here we go. Energy, your best performer here on the day. Look, you got a lot of stocks that almost every stock was up. I don't know how else to say it. Almost every stock in the category was higher, which is weird. We haven't said that in a while. ExxonMobil up 3%. Chevron higher on the day by about 2.5%. Those are your big participants inside the space. You can't see me anymore. You're actually looking at the charts. Okay, gotcha. Monday, people. It's Monday. Oil was a little bit higher. We've got hurricanes coming up through the Gulf of Mexico. It's going to hurt things like, take down production of likely Chevron, Marathon Petroleum, and others. And so there was a lot of those moving higher on the day. By the way, oil service stocks, 5.6% gain on the day. That was pretty cool. Oil explorers, these are going to be in that category as well. XOP up 3% on the day, but that's just those. Financials, awesome to see a reversal there. You got a standard, although not as clean buy setup as the Russell, looking really good there for the financials overall. Have no concerns about that. Berkshire Hathaway, which we'll use the B class there. Berkshire Hathaway was the best performer. It's also the largest in the financials. JP Morgan, second best. Those two make up 1/4 of the XLF or the financials there. So them doing well obviously help. But you got Bank of America, Citigroup also higher on the day. Hey, even Wells Fargo got a little mix in there. 3.6% gain on the day, coming up off the lows. It's trying. It's trying there. We'll see what happens. Basic materials, almost back to all-time highs. I just kind of like that gap reversal that you see there, right? We're down here, all of a sudden just gaps up to reverse, like 4 days worth of losses there. I just thought that was kind of interesting. Lynn gets an honorable mention there. Same gap up reversal here. It had pulled back and then all of a sudden just gaps up here, tries to hit new highs. That one looking pretty strong. And then Dow, like I mentioned already, Dow looking pretty strong in the basic materials category there as well. You got consumer discretionary hitting those new highs today on, believe it or not, Carnival Cruise, best performer there. Amazon was the biggest contributor for the day, although, $22 still on the day. Carnival Cruise, best performer. Amazon, biggest contributor. Lowe's hitting new 52-week highs. They raised their dividend from 55 cents to 60 cents, so that's also a dividend grower. They continue to outperform Home Depot, by the way. Just Home Depot lagging behind just a little bit. Also in the same space, Nike hitting new highs. Our little breakout play from the other day, continuing to move higher. I like it. Industrials, great little move higher as well. You can see now, right? Are you with me? You can tell, broad, all these sectors just doing well. I could go through all of them, but they're doing really well. Industrials did great today. American Airlines in the transportation or in the airline section there. EPA approved their virus-killing product that they're going to put on their flights. It's kind of a desanitizer thing. So American Airlines was up. United up 10% with it there. Boeing was the biggest contributor with its reversal today. Looking good there. GE also had a good day if you're looking in the industrials. And FedEx and UPS, we're going to cover these in just a moment in our watch list here. Obviously good days for them as well. Quickly, we'll move on to gold, down about $10 on the day. It fell, because look, you got gold lower, the dollar higher, right? Starting to recover there a little bit because we got a lot of potential virus treatment news, and that's what's really happening there. This actually started overnight last night, in the middle of the night when Europe opened, or early in the morning our time. Because of this virus sort of hopes around the world, Europe actually took off overnight, which then the U.S. markets took off as well. And so you have a reason for people to have less fear. They move out of gold, they move into the dollar, they move elsewhere, as you could tell today, broadly across the markets there, so looking pretty good. Let's go over to notable new highs for the day. We could just leave the lower third at the bottom because I messed up. New highs today, I already mentioned it. Nike, looking good there. The breakout play that we've been talking about. Rollins, look, hinting at a breakout here in a very, obviously, strong uptrend. It's just a little extended for me. I don't know that this is one I get excited about. If you own it, you hope it breaks out, and then you put a close eye on it. You watch it very, very closely because that one could see some profit taking, a little reversal. So that's notable, not because it's necessarily a buy or something like that, but it's just an interesting one. Cintas, you've got moving to new highs here, breakout play as well. It's stair-stepping. See how it just holds tight, waits for the moving average to catch up, then bam. Holds tight, wait for the moving average to catch up, then bam. That's kind of what's going on. Looking pretty good. Moving over to one of the exchanges, Intercontinental Exchange, continuing that strength from the other day on its breakout, looking really good there. And Intuit, this is the breakout we mentioned the other day. I just thought it was notable because it continues. That sucker still moving there up towards the 330 area. I just thought that was really cool. So 48 new highs on the day, no new lows on the day, and that's been like that for some time. By the way, 48 new highs is pretty impressive. We haven't seen that in some time. All right, let's do a watch list here. We'll talk about some of the, something a little different. We're going to call this segment Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Trucks and Air Logistics. I just don't have a nice way to say it. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and by the way, Trucks and Logistics as well. Hey, let's take a look at this. How do I get there for you? I'm going to go over here. We're going to pop this thing up. Let's take a look. When the virus was starting to be an issue there for the stock market, what we talked about was planes, trains, hotels, travel agencies, and the logistics companies, trucking and things like that. Well, those other areas did quite well. So what I did is I came back and put together the performance of planes, trains, automobiles, air freight and logistics, your UPS and the like, and trucking companies, because those are the categories that are very sensitive as far as having an economy that's slowed down. Well, one thing you can notice right away is the airlines down here in purple. Whew, they have not recovered as a whole. Looking at the airlines as a whole, still down 50% year to date. Not good. Everything else has started to recover a little bit, which leads you to wonder, hey, where could I look? Is there some opportunity here? Well, naturally, your eye's going to look towards the top, and you're going to see the trucking up here at the top. And so up 41% on the day. You might want to look at some stocks in there, or 41% year to date, by the way. If you look at the air freight and logistics areas, those two are doing the best, right? They're not that exciting. It's not very exciting of an area there, but you've got trucking and your logistics companies doing well. Now, you can't argue that automobiles, right, that aren't doing well. You can't argue that railroads haven't done well. I've pointed out a lot of railroads to you. But today we're noticing that, hey, these two are doing really well. What if that continues? Or what if there's some opportunity there? So I put together a watch list for you, and over down on the right, yeah, you could see it on the right-hand side. You got FedEx, which I've pointed out numerous times. UPS, you've probably heard of that one. Not that these are due to buy right now, but here's the watch list. You got CHRW, obviously looking strong, holding up there right with the moving average there. And you know what? I meant to share it to you like this. Bam, there you go. Here are all these stocks plus other ones. And what I did is I put them in groups. So these are your logistics companies. These are your trucking companies, just generally the industry that they're in. What I did is I put the industry, the market cap, year-to-date returns, and the one-month returns for each category. So down here you have the same, right? So you're seeing some of the same names on the watch list as you are on this screen as well. Well, what you have is, quickly you could notice that the larger market cap logistic companies are where the money's going to. And that makes sense, right? They're the more well-known brand names. You got UPS and you got FedEx in there as well, right? So all of the performance year-to-date, 40%, 35%, going towards those names. The other ones have done well also, but you still have that. Over the last 1 month, you have people going towards those names. And now you know, I just showed you on the charts there. The average 1 month return for the logistics there, 14%, year-to-date 21%, just using these names. I've filtered out any names that were not S&P related, that were not, that had very low volume, things like that, that would otherwise be included in the index, and that's why you see the numbers are a little different there. But anyways, what I did is I put on a watch list there, your strongest year-to-date, strongest month, that'd be FedEx. Strongest year-to-date, strongest month, UPS. And then down here, if you're looking at the trucking companies, you got Old Dominion. You'd recognize this name if you saw the truck. Everybody recognizes the truck. But large cap, or not large cap, but larger market cap gets the attention. You still see Knight and Schneider did well, but all the attention in trucking is going towards those that one stock in general. So there you go. Yeah. So here's what you have. You've got the drilling down from top to bottom. We know the market's doing well. We know this category's, or we know the industrials, transportation, they're doing well. Going inside of that, we've got the trucking industry and we've got air freight and logistics. You see, okay, I can see it. Chart looks good. Now tell me what's going on. Okay, here's the stocks. Now you can kind of go through these and say, well, which ones am I interested in? Which ones are more of a watch list item? Something you may want to look at on a pullback there. And that's our watch list for the day. Yeah, thought that'd be a different way of looking at it. So there you go. Okay, moving on to stocks in the news, and then we'll get out of your way. You've got Apple. Apple was, like I said, it's kind of a drag today overall. I mean, it did good today, but not too bad there. They're closing 5 stores in Spain. You got COVID cases rising over there. Morgan Stanley put their price target to $5.20. However, that's less than 2% away from where it's currently at. So that's the highest price target, by the way, on Wall Street right now. So kind of interesting there. There you go. AstraZeneca popped a little bit today, although it gave back most of it on the day. Fast track for their vaccine there. That's all that's going on. Trump considering a fast track from the FDA. Yeah, it's a lot of talk at the moment. We got to see some action there in terms of getting these stocks to move. We're not seeing that like we used to, so a bit of a bummer. General Motors had a good day today, up 6% on the day. Barron said that this is the stock should be pretty strong if we consider all of its parts, right? Instead of just like everybody's breaking them up into parts, the CEO is looking at breaking them up into parts as he already has. And they're saying, hey, just as it is right now, what's left with General Motors is strong, looking good overall there. What else we got? We got Wayfair. Wayfair, good luck. They're going to issue $700 million to buy back shares. Yeah. Going to buy back shares, $350 a share there. So that is Wayfair. And lastly, just a fun one, Churchill Downs. They're going to do the Kentucky Derby with nobody there, right? No hats. Just the way it's going to go. All right, you got earnings tomorrow. Best Buy, you saw the stats on Best Buy there at the beginning of the show. Looks like we posted those up. Hormel, Smuckers, Autodesk, Intuit, that'll be awesome. Nordstrom, CRM, which is Salesforce.com, Toll Brothers, and Urban. And you've got Yum paying out 47 cents tomorrow in dividends. Or not tomorrow. Today is ex-dividend day, 47 cents. I'll take your questions if you happen to have any. And we'll see what we can do. Oh, yeah, you're ready to go. I'm not ready to go. I love it. Okay, Monday. NVIDIA, is it a buy now or wait for a dip? What I don't know what that means. I can't answer those questions. So what does that mean? What? Buy for tomorrow? You're going to sell it next week? You believe it's going to go to $510 and you want to make $2? Are you investing in it for the long term? Are you buying it for retirement accounts? It's too general of a question. What happened to Republic Services? What happened to them? Right? They gave back all the day's gain and then some after hours. You might have typed the wrong symbol there. You got one in. I think you typed the wrong symbol. Here, let's go over. I'll take a look. Norbert, there you go. Republic Services. I show it up on the day. So I think you got the wrong symbol there, man. But yeah, no, that's looking good. So yeah, that's all I got on that one. Heard you say small cap value underperforms large cap growth in the video released earlier today. Can you elaborate? SCV significantly outperforms large cap growth. So small cap value in general, and value stocks in general, they have their moments, but they tend to underperform overall. If you were to look any sort of long-term, put any type of long-term chart out there, you're going to find that they do struggle a little bit. Even your more active small cap value type funds, ETFs, things like that. And remember, I was using mutual funds on there, so they won't be active. Your active ETFs can be a little bit different story. That comes up in the media every now and then where they'll say, oh no, value's beating growth, and they like to really rub it in to the growth investors there. But in terms of mutual funds, yeah, you're always going to find that they struggle just because it's more of a passive vehicle, if that helps you there. Yep. You had a CD mature recently, and you have liquid, I'm assuming cash to spend, any way to participate in the market safely at these levels. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the market where it's at. There's something wrong with a handful of stocks that you may be considering buying that are way up here, and everybody keeps buying them there. Yeah. Dustin doesn't like to gamble. Yeah, I haven't actually, I can't, I'm not good at it. Like, I don't know. I've never really sat down and done that. I've watched people play, but no. Bullish on Disney streaming service? Yeah, of course. Record number of subscribers, paying subscribers, by the way. Yeah, how can you not be excited about what Disney's doing there? Yeah. Yeah, I love it. Sorry if I missed any questions here. I'm trying not to. With the USPS under scrutiny, will FedEx be propelled higher through the year? I don't think that has really much. I'm not. What's going on politically with all that is political stuff, right? A case in point would be the China. Remember when it was like, oh no, China's on our exchanges and they're not reporting the right numbers. Notice how quickly that went away? Did you see it? Like everybody's like, oh my God, they're going to delist Alibaba, JD.com and stuff. It's just what's going on, and then they just forget about it. So that's gone completely from the news. They're all still on the exchanges. I remember telling customers that. They're all still going to be on the exchanges. Nothing's going to happen, and nothing's happened. It's the same with the USPS there, too. It's a lot of puff and smoke right now because the election's coming up. It's normal. I mean, it's just something you got to deal with. Love it or hate it. Hey, we got American Airlines saying they're canceling flying into 15 areas in a few weeks. More airlines to follow. Hey, Spirit Airlines has done that. Just didn't make a big deal out of it. You can't go anywhere on Spirit. I looked up flights. There was one to Columbus. I was thinking about, or Cleveland, and really cheap. And then I started changing the dates. Nothing. Then I said, okay, well, how about Charlotte? I'll take a cheap flight to Charlotte, take a cheap flight to Baltimore, cheap flight to Denver, LA. Nothing out of Tampa. I mean, very difficult there. Atlanta had a couple flights. That was about it. So if they haven't announced that they're doing the same, yeah, I think you're already seeing that with maybe everybody but Allegiant. Allegiant's still pretty active around here. Does Dropbox have any real competitor with their business model? Sure, Box. They're like I think I answered this question the other day. Box, I believe, is still focused more on the corporate world, while Dropbox is more personal. You've got Google Drive, but in terms of a public company that's what they do, it would be Box. Yeah. Dustin, that was the response for Brianna. Oh, I missed something. Sorry. I like it. WestRock, yeah, that was on our list the other day, actually. So you got WestRock, very impressive reversal today. The trouble is, if you look just from a chart perspective, you look at what's going on here, you don't have any real reason to believe today is a bottom, right? Great day, but this has happened before. You've had great days, and it immediately reversed. So for me, it's a tough one. I like where it's at. I like the idea of this one coming out of the downtrend. You just can't confirm anything just yet. It's almost going to be impossible to figure that out. So I have no reason to say go diving into it at the moment. Yep. There you go. J-Dub, are you talking to me? Could you also include average annual return for the growth value ETF funds as well as management fees in what? What analysis was it? Oh, today? The video today, you think? So I didn't I? I put total return in there at the end. So total return would be total return with dividends, obviously growth or whatever came from it, interest, minus their fees. If did I put that in there? I think that's in there because we focused on total return. But I might be thinking about an upcoming post in the research site. Yeah, and you want to be careful on that one because the FinTips video, that American fund that I showed, that was a front-loaded fund. So be careful there. I did point that out. That one's not fair. Or, I mean, it's fine if you want to pay it, but it's what it is. You saw the FinTips videos today. It was good, but you also include average annual return. Oh, that's what you're asking. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this one was just to try to highlight the basics of it. If I start going into things like that, then it gets perceived as making recommendations, and that's where I get in trouble. So I'm trying not to do that. But I think I put the total return in there, which was my sneaky way of saying, total return. All right, I'll wrap it up there. I do appreciate you guys hanging out with us here today. And if I helped you in some way, hit the subscribe button. Tell your friends to hit the subscribe button. Go to your friend's house, log in there, and then you hit the subscribe button. I appreciate that. And we'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.